Hello everybody, welcome to the Nike Iolani Classic presented by the Twin Fin Hotel. Along with Wes Nakama, I'm Kevin Scanlon, here to bring you matchup between Mount Vernon of New York and Millennium High School of Goodyear, Arizona. Here are the starting lineups.
New York. Please remember that sportsmanship is important not only for the athletes and officials, but also for the spectators. We ask that you enjoy the game and respect the dignity of the sport by cheering for your team's success and applauding great plays. Please avoid all instances of poor sportsmanship. Also, for the safety of our student athletes, flash photography is not permitted at any time during gameplay. Mahalo for your cooperation. Let's meet these starting lineups. First for the Tigers. At forward, a 6'4" junior, number 15, Donovan Franks. At guard, a 6'6" freshman, number 3, Cameron Holmes. At guard, a 6'2" sophomore, number 2, Quincy Everson. At guard, a 5'9" sophomore, number 5, JT Amundsen. And at guard, a 6'6" sophomore, number 24, Kinston Tosi. The head coach of the Tigers, Ty Amundsen.
And there you have it, starting lineups.
And now the starters for the night.
For the
at center, a 6'3" senior, number 24, Chris Fitzgerald. At guard, a 5'5" sophomore, number 2, Tavian Tyler. At guard, a 6' senior, number 1, Jaden Fearon. At guard, a 6' senior, number 3, Elijah Morris. And at guard, a 6' senior, number 21, Dylan Cologne. The head coach of the Knights is Bob Cimino.
There you have it, the starting lineups for both Mount Vernon and Millennium. Here to kick it off, this is our 5th place game of the Nike Iolani Classic presented by the Twin Fin Hotel. Welcome everybody. Along with Wes Nakama, I'm Kevin Scanlon. We're gonna try to get you through this in one piece. Mount Vernon all the way from Mount Vernon, New York, just north of New York City. And Millennium from Goodyear, Arizona, just outside of Phoenix, maybe perhaps part of Phoenix, out in the west there. Actually a little, if I remember correctly, I used to live in Tempe for a year or two back in the day, and I want to say that Millennium is rather new, maybe.
I was going to say, Arizona, Phoenix is growing,
yeah.
Arizona is growing so fast. Pretty soon, Phoenix and Tucson are going to be connected.
Yeah. I'm guessing, I want to say it's part of that Agua Fria High School. It must be Agua Fria North or something. They split. We'll sort out the details. Here we are. Holmes, Fitzgerald, little miscue. We'll try that one again. We're Mike Safri Silva to get down up the right spot. Here we go. Millennium and man-to-man. Morris, nice dime. Fitzgerald takes his time, gathers, scores. Fitzgerald has been quite a hard guard this tournament, Wes.
Well, he's the rare mainland 6'3" center. In Hawaii, we have a bunch of 6'3" centers, but for the mainland, you don't see 6'3" centers.
Tangle up in the key. Looks like Kingston Tosi gets fouled here.
We're used to seeing 6'3" guards from these mainland teams. Not too many 6'3" centers, but he's a solid 6'3". You just look at the guy, and he's built like a linebacker.
Jaden Fearon picking up his first. Ball into Holmes, quick turnaround left, jump hook, good. Cameron Holmes, dynamic freshman for these Tigers from Millennium. 2-2, first minute. Morris loses control. Out to Tosi, who gathers. Tigers on the move. Found himself in a tough spot. Holmes bails him out. One-handed kick, corner. Beautiful pass to Quincy Everson. Cameron Holmes showing multiple facets of his game for such a young freshman. Tavion Tyler attacks the gap. Ball out of bounds. Looks like it'll stay with Mount Vernon. Morris to inbound. Miscue. Tyler can't get there. Just a miscommunication between the two guards. Ball go back to the Tigers. Millennium up 5-2 early on in this first quarter. Beautiful backdoor pass. Kingston Tosi just finishes a beautiful dime from Quincy Everson.
What elevation.
Textbook backdoor.
He went straight up to the top floor on that one.
Holmes takes it away. Tosi trying to get two in a row, and he does.
He does.
The Knights need a timeout. Kingston Tosi got some new footage for the Instagram for sure. His back-to-back dunks. And Mount Vernon wants to talk about it. Down 9-2, just 2 minutes into the first quarter.
Yeah, that's a 9-0 run after Fitzgerald scored in the opening moments of the game. It's been all Millennium since then, especially getting out on the break like that. Bob Cimino doesn't like what he sees, calls that quick timeout.
Coach Bob Cimino, I believe now the winningest coach in New York. Double A, Wes, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry if I'm getting that wrong.
Yeah, he's won 8 state championships in that classification. 8, including last year. They went undefeated in 24-0. 13th overall state title for the school, and 8 under Coach Cimino. So
he's creeping up on. He might get 600 wins this season. Well, he's met with his Knights and deployed them. See if they can't right the ship here. Beautiful pull-up jumper, Dylan Cologne. Cologne was contested there, saw space and took it. Tosi feeling it, loses control. Morris gathers. Here come the Knights. Fearon. Out top to Morris. Let him stand in his man. Morris hanging left-hander off of the left foot. Tough shot. Lead is 3 for the Tigers. Both teams straight up man. Taking advantage of all the real estate. Cameron Holmes. Jump stops. It's called for a travel.
We just saw in the last 2 positions for Mount Vernon, Cologne with the jumper, and then Morris with the jumper. Those 2 guys were part of that team that won 24-0 last year. In fact, Morris had 22 points in that state final. That was a game high.
Well, you can certainly see the confidence with which they play. Gorgeous dime there, Dylan Cologne. Dime to Fitzgerald on the baseline for the easy finish. Knights cut it to 1. Overhand pass from Cameron Holmes. Finds Donovan Franks with a tough finish. Right back the other way. Morris explores, decides otherwise. Cologne putting pressure on this young Tiger defense. Dives it. Entry pass to Fitzgerald. It's on to operate. flop from Tosi. Fitzgerald doesn't like it. Tosi draws the offensive foul on Fitzgerald.
He doesn't like it, but, you know, when you lower your shoulder and extend that elbow arm, you're going to get that call all the time.
I don't know.
So.
That's the guard talking right there. That's more physics than anything.
Yeah.
Don't punish Fitzgerald for being bigger. Smart play by Tosi, recognizing the situation. Smart play. Young sophomore's having himself quite a game early on. Speaking of which, attacking, probing, kicks to Holmes, airmails it, and the Knights will get the rock back. Take this opportunity. Jordan Wiltshire will be coming in a minute. For now, we'll stay put. Tavian Taylor operating up top. This is Morris. Looking for Fitzgerald on the duck, and Cologne squares up. Too much. Tosi with the rebound. Fitzgerald flirting with his second foul, and he gets it. Coach Mino going, what are you doing? You're about to sub out.
He's still got a lot of energy after all these years.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. One of those players need to learn that all eyes are on you, exposed, there's nobody else around. The ref has nothing else to do but decide if you're making contact or not. So Fitzgerald will sit early with 2. Frank's up top. Braden Barrett, dead-eye shooter, at 4 threes last night. Speaking of threes, Cameron Holmes, another long 3, and here comes Morris. Temple, dime, finish from Jaden Fearon. Man, Morris making it look easy. He looks really comfortable out there. Tosi out of control. Cameron Holmes with the first to put back in his first bucket of the night. Tigers have the 3-point lead. 2.5 left first quarter. Morris, clean look off of the on ball. 2-on-1 opportunity. Lob to Tosi, can't quite get it. Stripped away by Fearon, and here come the Knights. Cross court to Morris. Inside, power move. Jordan Wiltshire, and he'll get a trip to the free throw line. As Iolani graduate, official Danny Coda on the call. Wiltshire converts the first. JT Amundsen enters the game to give Franks a break. Wiltshire converts the second. They'll cut the lead to 1. Still straight man-to-man. Both sides. Tosi, kick, corner. Emerson can't get it. Rebound, Cologne. Cologne, tough drive to the hoop, and he will get fouled on the shot. It'll be 2 free ones for Cologne. Braden Barrett gets the foul.
Great little hezzy move right there. It was just enough to catch the defender off balance. That's sometimes all it takes. You know, you can be explosive, but even if you're not super explosive, if you change your speed, it's kind of like a pitcher in baseball where you can throw an 89-mile-an-hour fastball, but if you mix it up with an 81-mile-an-hour fastball, you're going to keep the batter off balance.
Change of pace, and underrated skill in this game for sure. You can just ask James Harden, or Luka Doncic is great at it. Zipper cut by Holmes gets him open. Emerson straight to the shooter. Barrett, look out. In and out. He's a dead-eye rifleman from that corner. Morris loses it. Fearon will kick it back out. Let Cologne dial things in. Tavian Tyler shaking Edmondson. Amundsen finds a puka, doesn't get in there. Wiltshire can't quite get a hold of it. Amundsen comes out of the mess with it. Quickly up the court. Everson. Violation on the Tigers. Ball will go to the Knights. Under a minute left. The Knights have their first lead of the game. 14-13. Donovan Franks quickly in for Kingston Tosi. A little bit extended pressure here from Millennium. Miguel Nunez squares up left side, just into the game. No need to warm up for Nunez. He's called on and delivers immediately. 4-point lead for the Knights. Barrett probing. Holmes, 23 seconds left in the quarter, shot clock off. A mismatch of sorts here as the 6'6" Cameron Holmes out high with the 5'5" Tavian Tyler. Now they've realigned here as everybody is where they should be. 16 left on the clock to close the first quarter. Everson. Backdoor move that worked last time for Tosi. Holmes can't finish the move. Tosi wide open three. Doesn't get it. 4 seconds left. Knights have one heave left in them. Cologne will get it there. Won't be close, and that's where we have it. At the end of one, Mount Vernon Knights 17, Millennium Tigers 13. We'll be right back after these words from your sponsor.
Heart pumping, muscles extending. Every body is a miracle. And though we share so much, everybody is unique. What's your passion? Hold on to it. We're here to help. With a personalized approach to a healthier you. Hawaii Pacific Health.
Welcome back. After sort of back and forth quarter one, started off with the Millennium Tigers. I misspoke earlier. Mount Vernon actually opened the game up 2-0. Then the Tigers went on a 9-0 run. And if my math is correct, Mount Vernon closed the quarter 15-4.
Yeah, you talk about up and down. Mount Vernon backup center Jordan Wiltshire. He already had his hands on his shorts, panting, and that was just the first quarter. He's got 3 more to go.
Well, you know, that's kind of due to Fitzgerald's 2 early fouls.
Right.
As Brayden Barrett, I don't know if Mount Vernon got a scouting report, but this guy, threes are target practice for him. Drains the corner 3. Yeah, Wiltshire, you know, it's one of those things like, I'm not going in for a while, right? And then you got to wait, what, I'm in now?
Yeah.
But he's been banging, answering the call, getting his hand on a lot of loose balls. Millennium with numbers. Charge called as Everson telegraphed that, and Miguel Nunez quickly affecting the game with
Yep, comes in, hits that 3 right off the bench, and then comes down. Great position. Sets himself up nicely to take the charge, sacrifice the body a little bit, but got the possession for the Knights.
Talked earlier about some of these other teams. I know our colleague Adam Wong spoke about keeping track of these hustle plays, right, and drawing charges. And you got to practice those things. It doesn't just come naturally, so.
We saw Kamehameha in the last 2 days take 3 charges in the first 4 minutes, or 5 for first quarter anyway.
Takis Elkins getting a loose ball and drawing a foul from Braden Barrett, so he'll go to the line and have 2 shots.
Little floor wipers last night, 8-year-olds, but we were keeping track of dunks. You know, oh, that's 4 dunks, 5 dunks, 6 dunks, and you know that is what gets the attention. But as a coach, you know, you're paying attention to other stuff, like how many charges did you take, not how many dunks did you make.
How many free throws did we miss?
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah. Tosi out front. Barrett in the corner again. We have a block on the dish. So Barrett's shot, had it fallen, would not have counted anyway. Takis Elkins picks up, trying to draw a charge, picks up a block. It's 5 team fouls for the Knights. Just a minute into this second quarter. Amundsen out to Holmes. Holmes with this significant size advantage on Tavian Tyler and goes right by him and elevates. Cameron Holmes, second bucket of the night. Morris to Tyler. For the high on ball. Nunez surveying. Wiltshire picks up the moving pick. I think he's going to go the other way for Millennium.
Yeah, he's got to be careful with that. He almost picked one up earlier at half court. And, you know, we like the effort. We like the idea. And it could be, like you said, the guard's fault for not waiting for the setup. But still, you got to recognize the situation. The reason you're in there is because the first center has 2 fouls. You're in there to eat up some minutes, and now you're in danger of getting foul trouble yourself.
There's another reach foul on Wiltshire. Unnecessary, and he picks up his third. Pardon me, his second, excuse me. But Wes, just to be clear, it's always the guard's fault.
Okay. Right.
It's never the big guy's fault, ever, ever, ever.
That is in the rule book or in the handbook, right?
So Wiltshire sits with 2. Fitzgerald with 2, and all of a sudden, Coach Emilio's got to figure out, how do I shuffle my lineup here? My size has now been sidelined. There's still 6 minutes left in the second.
And, you know, you don't want to rein these guys in too much. You like the passion and aggressiveness, but, you know, when you commit fouls at half court, top of the key, and you're a center, like you said, unnecessary. It's not as if he's defending the rim out there.
Well, Millennium has snatched back the lead, even if temporarily. They're up 2, 20-18. A little bit of contact there as Morris loses it out of bounds. We're going to pause and let the floor get cleaned up. Little Sage Fuller. He's our first team all floor wiper. He's been here all 4 days. Sage must have logged the most games by a wiper this tournament. Every time you look up, Sage is there. Johnny on the spot. Thank you, Sage. Morris. Beautiful pump fake by Fearon. Can't get it to go. Challenged by the length of Holmes. Tosi will bring it up. It's one thing this Millennium Tigers gives you is length. Tosi all the way to the rack. Raw deal as it bounces off the back rim. Traffic. Fearon somehow to get out, some way to get out of there. Morris, beautiful dump there to finishing Cologne. It was a tough pass, put a little English on that. Tosi, pressure. Holmes, left-hand drive, nice soft runner in the lane. Mount Vernon not able to solve this penetration by the Tigers. They're getting to that dotted line. Most possessions. Not a good thing normally. Ball is loose. Elkins gets out of there. Morris lets it fly. In the eye of Holmes. Now the Knights back on top by 1. 23-22. 2.5 gone in the second. Holmes trying to operate. It's Cologne. Elkins leaves Barrett a glimmer. It's all he needs. He's up short on that one. Beautiful cross step through on The drive by Morris, just can't get it to finish. Quickly up court is Holmes. Amundsen, corner, short, gets his own rebound. Tyler had flown by him on the closeout. Extra pass by Barrett. Good look. Great play, he could have shot it himself. Tosi was wide open. Heady play by Barrett. Cologne's gonna probe, tries to drop it in to Elkins. Just mistimed that jump. And Jalen Sampson will give it a go here as Tyquise Elkins will get a breather, much needed. Again, Mount Vernon seems to be some sort of discrepancy here on the call. One ref's in one, the other. Well, looks like Millennium's not too happy. They thought they had possession. It's a Knights ball again. Pretty sure that was a missed call by Stripes there. And I'm going to call a makeup call here by the official. That we saw that coming a mile away. Sometimes you really want to tell your players and sort of teach them if there's a questionable call or a terrible call that goes in your favor, everybody just tiptoe for the next couple of possessions because refs may want to try and give it back and equalize things.
The law of percentages, right?
Nice entry pass from Tosi. Almost poked away by Morris. We got a piece of it, but Cameron Holmes, nice hands and balance to retain possession. He gets fouled by Elijah Morris coming over to help.
You see it often on scoreboards like this where they post the team fouls, and a lot of times it'll be like 5-0 or 6-1 or what have you, and the coach will call attention to that, and next thing you know, it's not 5-0, it's 6-4 or 7-5, so it all evens out.
I don't know. I've never been a fan of that. I don't think that's the way it should work.
Yeah, no, I mean it shouldn't work that way, but
some teams a little bit
mysteriously
more
somehow 5-0s don't last very long.
Human nature is a tricky thing, isn't it? Holmes gets both, puts the Tigers up 2. 3.5 left, second quarter. Tigers is full court pressure here, a little 2-2-1 just to slow down the Knights. Change up the flavor a little bit. Knights seem to be no problem. Tyler pull up from the elbow, no good. Nice sweeping save out to Nunez. Cologne probing. Hangs, double pumps. Great D by Everson, who challenges. Another possession won by the Knights. Cologne's going to take a look. Soft on ball. Diagonal into Fearon. Tavion Tyler surveying. 15 on the shot clock. Calling a set. Right wing Fearon. Shot clock going down. Jaden Fearon. Fearless as the shot clock winds down. And the Knights go back up 1 again. Fearon just mistimed the cut. He saw the ball. Just got there a little late. Tosi heads up play to come to the pass instead of letting it come to him. And invites a foul from Jaden Fearon. That'll be his second.
Yep, another important lesson for young players watching. Again, it's a matter of waiting for the ball to come to you versus you going to the ball, and that can be the difference between keeping the possession and a turnover.
You see it in football a lot too,
yes.
right?
You gotta
you
come back
go
for
get
the ball,
right? Yeah. Or else the DB is going to break it up and run around and wave his arms like he's like he just won a Super Bowl. Sorry, DBs, but it's true. Substitutions for both sides as we settle in for the home stretch of this first half. 2.5 left. Back and forth. Tigers back in the lead by 1. After Tosi converts both. Cologne left with the window, saw something, didn't get it. Quick shot there. And the Knights will present their own 2-2-1. See if they can't shake up Millennium's attack here. 3-on-1 opportunity. Corner kick from Emerson. Tristan Rhodes into the game, can't quite get it to fall. Morris operating Everson, locking him down. Nice D. So Morris will smartly reset. Can't win them all, Wes.
Oh, yeah, that's always a smart thing to do is come back and.
Nunez, beautiful dime in the pocket to a posted Jalen Sampson. Good challenge saving a layup there by Donovan Franks. Sampson will have his first trip to the line. See if he can't win back this lead for the Knights. That's out the door as he misses his first. Tosi in for Barrett. As both sides utilizing their bench quite a bit.
Yeah, as you said, it's a fast-paced game. They're going up and down, so you need some help from your reserves.
Sampson converts the second. We have a tie ball game with a minute and a half left. Holmes over the top. Holmes up top. Everson will call a set. Tosi left wing. Donovan Franks, they got the isolation they want on Holmes, and that's a beautiful play.
Wow.
That's a long time coming as Holmes gets the and one with a mismatch on Morris down low, and they were setting up that ISO after after Holmes gave it up initially from the top.
Holmes, slender guy, and he got moved, but he was somehow able to keep his balance and finish the play, and now he gets the +1.
You walk in the gym or you watch this tournament, you would have absolutely no idea that Cameron Holmes is a freshman.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he is one of those, we'd be calling for his transcripts, his birth certificate. I mean, he plays with all the poise of a senior. He's a really impressive young player. Another close call, and it looked like a tip. Once again goes Mount Vernon's way. They'll inbound it. Under a minute to play, 15 on the clock. Cologne thinks about it. Decides the better of it. Tavian Tyler with the ball, 7 seconds to shoot. Tyler all the way to the rack, up over the outstretched arm to Everson, affects the shot, bounces around, still can't get it, and out they come. Everson the other way. You got Franks cutting, just out of control, and that was coming. I think we all saw that one coming. Everson trying to do a little too much. Sort of closes down the space between him and his teammate. He'll get the charge.
Like you said, everybody saw that coming, but most importantly, Miguel Nunez saw that coming. He's the one who made it happen.
Yeah, spacing another part of that game. Everson really trying to make something happen and just closed it down to where couldn't get Franks the ball. Shot clock is off. 20 seconds left in this first half. Back and forth. Exciting game here. Glad you're with us. Nunez up top. 12 to shoot to Cologne, the vet. Cologne dribbles to a comfortable spot on the baseline. That felt like a video game. He was going there the whole time to a sweet spot. Nothing but net. Cameron Holmes, half-court heave.
Wow.
Woo. Flirts with he's 2 inches off from that going in.
Yeah.
And of course, as it should be, this game is tied at 28 at halftime. Mount Vernon Knights, Millennium Tigers. And we'll be right back after this quick word.
Hey, Rox, come on look. The neighbors are up to something.
Probably taking out the trash.
No, they got guys roaming all around the place.
Maybe they're aliens from another planet.
Maybe they're getting rid of bugs and termites or something.
So what's so strange?
Well, our guys don't do that.
Maybe we don't have the right guys.
Hi, I'm Ian.
And I'm Joe.
And we're Pest Tech Hawaii. We have the latest termite and pest control technology. Let our guys be your guys. We're Pest Tech Hawaii.
So let's reset the table here. A back and forth first half between the Millennium Tigers and Mount Vernon Knights. Millennium seized control early, and then it was pretty much back and forth from there. Notable foul situations. The Knights, I guess, post patrol, the tandem of Wiltshire and Fitzgerald both have 2 fouls. Looks like they'll be back in action to start the third. On the other side, Quincy Everson picked up a late second foul, as did Braden Barrett. Looks like both teams shouldn't be too bad starting off the third quarter. Well, West is what we want out of a 5th place game, 2 solid teams.
Yeah, and people might say, how can you say it's a fast-paced game when the halftime score is in the 20s? But it's not like these guys are walking the ball up the court. I mean, they are pushing it, but the defenses are making great plays too. And each team is having to work for their shots. There's no easy baskets here. And then if you're Mount Vernon, like we said early on, they fell behind and their starting post got into foul trouble with 2 fouls. Then their backup post got into foul trouble with 2 fouls himself. So you got to be actually feeling pretty good if you're Coach Simone for the Mount Vernon, with your 2 posts in foul trouble and you're still tied at halftime. That's not a terrible place to be.
Still to come, if you're going to hang with us, is the 3rd place game followed by the championship game. 3rd place game, Milton Academy, surprisingly finding themselves up against the, as of now, #1 team in the country, Montverde from Central Florida, who Montverde was upset last night, 1-point victory by Mount St. Joseph.
What a game that was.
Out of the Baltimore area.
55, literally going down to the final second, even the final half second. I think it was 0.4 on the clock when Montverde got their final possession. Then it got down to the 0.2, I think. So all they could hope for was a tip at that point. But it literally came down to that. And great comeback by Mount St. Joseph. They fell behind early. And really it was their defense that brought them back in that game. I mean, they had 3 straight possessions, or I think 2 in a row, where they forced a shot clock violation. And even the third one, they forced Montverde to eat up maybe 32 seconds of that clock and maybe take a shot they didn't want. Against a team like that, to force them into almost 3 straight shot clock violations, unbelievable defense.
Yeah, Coach Boyle sort of chatting about, you have a slew of talent on your roster, and yet it's not enough to have all that talent in one place. You got to figure out how it works together. And he was just talking about how early on, they're still trying to figure out roles and who does what, and kind of still trying to get their chemistry going. That was not a problem for the Mount St. Joseph squad, as they came out from the get-go, kind of got punched in the mouth in that first quarter, and it had all the makings of a here we go again.
Yeah, it was 4 dunks in the first 4 minutes. So, I mean, talking about counting dunks, Montverde, they looked like they were on pace for 32 dunks. They were getting one every minute. But, credit Mount St. Joseph. They were unfazed by that. Just kept their nose to the grindstone and did it the old-fashioned way. Just rolled up their sleeves, hunkered down, and played great defense.
Yeah, one of the benefits of being in person at this tournament and in these games, and it's such an intimate setting here at Iolani You know, you're passing these players in the hallway, and you can chat up coaches, and it's just a great environment for fans to be able to interact even just a little with these teams and parents and families that have come from a long ways away. But that chemistry and that teamwork was palpable from Mount St. Joseph. You could see from the get-go, even after the end of that first quarter, there were no heads hanging. There were no fingers pointing. It was just tighten up the chin strap, to mix metaphors here, and get back to it. And slowly, Montverde just kind of seemed to back off a little. It was interesting.
Well, Mount St. Joseph was in the same position just the night before. They were down 28-23 at halftime against this very Mount Vernon team. But like you said, no panic, no frustration. They kept composed. They stayed poised, and just like I said, did it the old-fashioned way. Rolled up their sleeves and went to work.
We had some exciting games. At least the first game of the morning at 9 o'clock.
Oh my goodness! What a way to start the day!
What a way to start the day! I'm not sure I've ever seen that.
No.
But the Namenehune of Moanalua were up 3 with, just a few seconds left on the clock. Kamehameha Warriors had a last possession, and I'm sorry, let me reset that. Moanalua Namenehune had free throws to end it at the end of regulation. Missed them both. Kamehameha was able to hang on for overtime, and in overtime, the last possession, Kamehameha down 3. They needed a 3, clock winding down. Jason Ponteris, their steady Eddie guard, from the deep left wing, fires a 3 at the buzzer and also gets an and one from a challenging Menehune, and ends up sinking the and one to win the game. And I'm not sure I've seen that before.
No, and credit, shoot, I can't remember who it was that fed him the ball, because there was, when the clock was winding down, the ball was on the right side, and then whoever it was could have forced up an off-balance shot, a deep off-balance shot, but had the presence and clock management skills to know that, no, I got time for an extra pass, and then he got it to Ponteris, and like you said, just at the buzzer, got the release and the foul. And to his credit too, I mean, everybody in the gym is on their feet, a lot of pressure on that free throw, and he just nailed it all net, like he was in the backyard just listening to tunes and practicing his free throws in the summer.
Best thing about it is I know that our recollection there is so crystal clear that you don't need to watch it. But hey, all of these games are on YouTube. Go to YouTube, look up Iolani Classic 2022, and pretty much any game you want is at your disposal there. It was a very exciting finish, and it looks like we might be headed for another exciting finish here as well. We're about to get ready to start the second half. Mount Vernon and Millennium. Millennium is, again, quite a young team. Their roster made up of a number of underclassmen, as their starting lineup does not have a senior on it. In fact, I'm not sure there's a junior on this starting lineup. Pretty impressive.
Very impressive.
Millennium open up with a sort of half-court action, trying to force the issue. Brandon Barrett, nice box out. Secures the ball. Don't leave him unmarked. Patient. Gets it to Everson. Sides against it. Holmes out top. Amundsen will check it. Amundsen to Everson. You got the dribble drive weave up top to see if they can't get a little bit of a mismatch. Braden Barrett hopsteps and finishes in the lane.
Barrett was a little quiet after a quick start.
Oh, he's one of those, as unfortunately Tavian Tyler gets a bad bounce and goes off his leg. He's one of those that you could wake him up from a nap, you could roll him out there and he'd hit 4 in a row. I mean, he is that good of a shooter.
Quiet but still dangerous.
Not sure he's in the running for our Kai Machida Pestec Hawaii Sharpshooter Award for most threes, but
wow,
right on cue. Thank you, Braden Barrett. I knew it was coming. Braden Barrett, contested 3, drains it all net. And just like that, Millennium's up 5. Cologne into the front court. A little extended half-court pressure here, making Mount Vernon think twice about what they're doing. Morris going to jack a long contested 3. No good. Knocked out of bounds by Fearon, and Millennium will look to build on this. Cameron Holmes, a fantastic freshman, into the forecourt. Set up again, and another backdoor cut by Tosi, and fool me once, shame on you. Fool us 4 times. It's time to start paying attention to the scouting report, because Millennium's got that action several times tonight. Tough short corner shot by Dylan Cologne. And every shot Montverde's getting is a tough one. Tosi doing damage on the baseline, gets called for a charge. Questionable. Cologne got there late. Heady play.
Like you said, though, Cologne, I think he likes that short corner, 15-foot baseline. He did it on the other end in the first half. And like you said, he took that shot with a purpose. It looks like that's the shot he really likes.
Nonetheless, this Cologne, beautiful dime to a cutting Fitzgerald, and Fitzgerald will get foul called. It looks like it's on. Oh, Tosi. Okay. Tosi with his second. Braden Barrett breathes a sigh of relief, because probably should have been his third.
Yeah, Tosi was just as surprised as you were. He's got his palms up saying, me?
Vernon trying to operate. Cologne attacking the rack, and there is Braden's third. And there is Cologne. Such a strong player.
Yep, he took the contact, was falling backwards, and still had the nice touch off the glass.
Dylan Cologne looking to complete the 3-point play. And he looks like one of those guys that looks at you and said, I'm going to come all night.
Yep.
So get ready. Hope you brought your lunch, because I'm coming.
Yeah.
Everson deep to a wide open Amundsen in the corner.
Wow.
No question about it. Amundsen, unassuming at first peek, but boy, he can stroke it. Cologne up top with a little 3-man weave. Get him offset. Morris, contact, no call. Stays with it. Cameron Holmes swipes it loose. Tavian Tyler with the block, and might have saved a layup or a dunk. Might live with that. Millennium still sitting on this 5-point lead. About 4.5 left in the third. Both teams settle back into man-to-man. Cologne taking advantage of his length, catching Amundsen's shot from behind. He's going to force the issue. Tavian Tyler, beautiful dime.
Nice.
All those Knights caught sleeping. Fitzgerald again, caught in a compromising position, picks up his third. Man, this is a rough night for Fitzgerald as he might have to come sit down. Coach Cimino might just leave him in there, but that last play by Tevian Tyler, talk about getting your eyes to the rim and drawing the defender. All you need is a defender to raise up a little bit, raise his hands up on his toes, and just dime it to that waiting post.
Well, sometimes, if you know your opponent is in foul trouble, you'll purposely attack him, trying to get him to commit that third or fourth foul.
Nice little needle pass in there from Ferron, finishing. Nice pass from Cologne. Knights mixing up their pressure. Amundsen can't get it to go from the corner. We should have a quick trigger award. We should have a bunch of awards. Got a whole laundry list of them. The quick trigger award. Amundsen would be on that list. Millennium.
Like you said, unassuming, 5'9" sophomore, but he's got the confidence.
That's absolutely. Mistakenly thrown cross court by Cologne, and he knows it right away. Now sets his teammate Elijah Morris up to pick up his third foul, And Coach Cimino's got to make some decision here with his personnel. Wiltshire will come in for Fitzgerald to protect his 3 fouls. Cameron Holmes finishes on the other end. Will have 1 to complete the 3-point play. And does. Really interesting. Both teams kind of keeping each other on their toes in terms of changing up their defensive sets. Ferron, corner, Tyler, no good. Long arms of Kingston Tosi. Go gadget up to get the rebound, but the long legs of Kingston Tosi plant just out of bounds, so the Knights will keep it. Somebody lost track of Cologne on the baseline. Cologne skying through the air and up and under. Dylan Cologne, really good looking player.
Yep.
Cologne with a steal. Cameron Holmes with a turnover. Ferron, nice no dribble as he comes up hobbling there, kind of landed awkwardly. Underrated athletic play by Ferron, catching it over his shoulder, not putting the ball down because he had Cameron Holmes bearing down on him to challenge the shot and didn't give him a chance. Finished strongly off of 1 foot.
Great balance.
I always wonder about some of these players like to go and just kind of say, so what other sports do you play?
Yeah.
You can kind of imagine as Amundsen knocks around in and out. Morris will come up with it, facing some pressure. Tavian Tyler losing balance, kind of got cornered there on the advance from Morris, and it'll go back to Millennium. 2.5 left. Both teams just 3 team fouls apiece. No real danger there. Everson recognizes the mismatch. Great drive and kick. Nice give and go here.
Oh.
To Rhodes from Holmes. And Rhodes gets called for a charge. As one of those could go either way. Did the defender sneak in while he was in the air?
Not a bad idea by the freshman Rhodes. He saw the opening and flashed to the basket, got the pass, but his momentum carried him into the defender.
Morris, pull-up elbow jumper, smooth.
And look at this, 43-43.
They've erased a 6-point deficit and forced another turnover as Everson's getting a little bit anxious. Settles himself down immediately. Coach, I got it. Don't worry about it. And Millennium will catch their breath here as the Mount Vernon Knights have come back to tie this thing up at 43 with just under 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, that's the thing with such a young team. You look at those last 2 possessions. Rhodes is a freshman. Edmondson is a sophomore. And sometimes when you got freshmen and sophomores in there, they're going to make freshman and sophomore mistakes. So, like you said, hey, that's part of the deal. Is you want good young talent like that, but you know sometimes you got to live with some of those rookie mistakes.
Now we'll get another. We have an eye test list. I think we should all have an all unassuming list.
Yeah.
Because you have these young players. I mean, Rhodes and Amundsen, such solid players, but they look like they're delivering my paper in the morning. I mean, on a BMX. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
I would put Mitchell from Leilehua on that
yeah,
list.
there's a number of just exciting, young, precocious talent here, but like Tristan Rhodes is number 14. He might be 14.
Yeah.
Tell you what, this Millennium squad is deceiving.
Yep.
So young. Exciting future ahead for them. Mount Vernon, minute and a half left, tie score. Still taking their time. Morris loses it. Everson bothering. Wiltshire recovers. You got 15 to shoot. Right back where we left off. And another moving pick.
Wow.
Excuse me, another alleged moving pick.
Well, he's going to call the push off.
Got it.
Oh no, you're right. It was off the ball.
Yeah, he called Wiltshire on a block. Wiltshire is beside himself. He may not be alone here, as that is a frustrating walk back to the bench.
Yeah, Morris thought it was on him because he did extend his arm, trying to get some space, but
a little bit of with all the contact in this tournament. Tosi, beautiful left hand finish through the contact. With all that contact, especially 30-something feet from the hoop, with not really any bearing on the play, you kind of want to see that let go. Nonetheless, Kingston Tosi. I tell you what, Tosi's one of these players. From the first day, you look, okay, interesting young player. Okay, we see it. Gangly young kid bounding around, and as the days go on, more and more, you realize this is a heck of a player.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going by young guards in the perimeter. He's rebounding over bigger posts. Just really impressive young player. Miguel Nunez up top for the Knights. Sees a hole, takes it to the hoop. Impressive finish. Miguel Nunez will get fouled on his make. Tristan Rhodes. Little too much contact. And Nunez will come back with the Knights of their own three-point play. Is there a record for how many three-point plays there are in a game there, Wes?
Yeah, nice.
Somebody look that up.
Nice to see the traditional old-fashioned three-point play.
We must have had 6 or 7 in this game. Free throw doesn't go.
Credit to the players for good finishes and getting that and one.
Millennium's clinging to a 1-point lead here with just under a minute left in the third. Holmes controlling out top. Tosi. Back out to Amundsen. Holmes turns the corner. Regains it, can't get it up. Tosi up top, 30 to shoot, shot clock is off. We'll see if they recognize. Cameron Holmes thinking about it. Looking like they're trying to maintain possession for the last shot. There's 15 to shoot. That looks like what they'll do. Emerson pulls his D out. Cameron Holmes wings a pass cross court. Amundsen corner.
Wow.
Good. Gorgeous vision by Holmes. Tavian Taylor see if he can get one off. Another close shot at the buzzer. Cameron Holmes had one in the first half. Tavian Tyler tries to answer with one of his own, but something we're not keeping stats of, and that's an assist for sure, but the vision of young Cameron Holmes to sling a one-handed cross-court pass to wide open Amundsen for the 3.
He looked like Patrick Mahomes on
Touché.
that throw. I mean, he hit him right in the numbers from about 40 feet away.
Millennium has a 4-point lead at at the end of 3. We'll be right back. All right, we're setting the table here for a 4th quarter. Millennium up 49-45. Both teams share 5 team fouls. Nobody with 4. A number of players with 3. Quincy Everson will get things rolling for the Tigers. High outside weave. Just looking for mismatches and holes. A little action there. Tosi all the way to the hoop. Up and under. His slinky arms just seem to extend an extra half a foot and get it under. Impressive finish. Ty Keese Elkins right back. I mean, none of these shots are easy with.
No.
Tosi with space, sees it, kicks it to Barrett in the corner.
Wow.
Of course.
Yep.
Amundsen, Barrett, doesn't matter. That corner is hot. 7-point lead, biggest lead of the night here for the Tigers. Cologne smells it, sticks it. Tough shot to answer with a 3 of his own, and just like that, erases the largest lead for the Tigers. We're up 4. We'll have another crack at it with 7 minutes left in the game.
That was a good 5 or 6 feet beyond the top of the key, so we're talking about a 24, 25 footer. Nice arch, went through the net. I mean, a beautiful shot. Clutch shot, like you said. Just what they needed.
Speaking of feeling it, if you're feeling good or looking to feel good, head on down to Tiki's Grill and Bar. They're locally owned and operated. They're open for lunch and dinner. Enjoy live music, outdoor dining with ocean views, and 3 hours of free valet parking. Unheard of in Waikiki, by the way, Wes.
Yeah, you're talking about ocean view. I mean, we're talking right across the street from Kuhio Beach. You're on the 3rd floor. I mean, you could play catch with somebody that's on the beach. That's how close you are. So, I mean, it's fantastic venue. Great service. Great staff.
Award-winning food and service. They've been there for 20 years.
And yeah, great music, live music. That is definitely one of my go-to spots in Waikiki.
You can be found in the presenting sponsor, the Twin Fin Hotel, right on Kalakaua Avenue. As we put our drinks down and get back to the action. Full court pressure from the Knights out of the timeout. Millennium not quite ready for it. Holmes really comfortable with it. Even an undersized, quicker guards, he's just really comfortable with the ball. Doesn't really have problems with the pressure.
Amazing for a guy 6'6".
Looking for that backdoor action. Everson challenges Morris. Morris isn't falling for it. Now Vernon reacting to that backdoor and protecting it. Morris, Holmes on him, extended. Barrett faking and fading, reaching over the top, deflect out of bounds. It'll stay with the Knights. There's 21 on the shot clock.
Wow.
Tevian Tyler knifing through, of all people.
Yes. Smallest guy on the court, even smaller than Edmonton.
Tevian Tyler working his way through and drawing a charge and negating an Edmonton 3. And it looks like Cameron Holmes is going to come up gimpy.
Oh,
he looks
boy.
like he turned his ankle on that. Oh, it's unfortunate.
Yes.
Does not look comfortable at all. He looked like he tweaked his ankle pretty
Yeah.
hard on that charge. Let's hope that he'll take a moment to gather himself and get through the initial shock of it. He's attended to by the trainers here on site, but Tevian Tyler coming through. He looked like he's going through the, you know when you're young, you go through the clothes racks and you play through. And he just popped out and said, I mean, he was getting challenged by dudes a foot taller than him.
Yeah.
Saw an opportunity and took advantage of it. Speaking of taking advantage, we want to take advantage to say aloha and welcome, thanks for tuning in, to our fans from Millennium High School, the Millennium High School Booster Club, and parents and ohana, all the way in Goodyear, Arizona. They've posted up in the Tailgaters restaurant out in Arizona, and they're showcasing the live stream here. I'm sorry to all of you to have to listen to this rookie broadcast, but thanks for tuning in. Wes and I appreciate it. And they're live streaming on all their TVs out of Tailgaters, cheering for their Tigers. So,
And a good sign for Millennium. Holmes walking off the court under his own power,
Yeah.
putting a little bit of pressure on that left ankle.
hopefully we will see Cameron again, but if not, let's just hopefully this is a short-term blip on the radar for him as he tries to gather himself. Shout out to Millennium. I know it's a long ways to go. It's hard to get everybody out here during the holidays, so hopefully you're able to catch your Tigers in action all week, courtesy of the Iolani Classic YouTube. Tyler misses from the corner. Amundsen handles the pressure. Goes by Tevian Tyler. Contact between the two young guards, and it'll go to the Tigers. Tyler called for the bump. That'll put both teams actually are one foul away from being in the bonus. Amundsen, you cannot leave him a window, comes up short. Quick the other way is Morris. Up to Cologne, can't quite handle it. Scoops it back out to Tevian Tyler. Into Big Fitzgerald. He'll get it knocked away from Donovan Franks. Quick timeout to sort of get his boys out of trouble as head coach Ty Amundsen, and he gets another chance to get it over half court. They got about 7 seconds as the shot clock has started. And you see Cameron Holmes testing out the machinery. It's his left ankle, it looks like. And he's just kind of going through with the trainers and coaches and trying to figure out, see if he can go here.
Yep, hopping up and down on it. Side to side.
As we know, the points are fun and the wins are great, but the health is paramount for all involved, and we'd like to thank our sponsor, Hawaii Pacific Health, being a proud supporter of the Iolani Classic. They have 4 medical centers in Kapi'olani, Palimomi, Straub, and Wilcox, and more than 70 locations statewide. They're committed to creating a healthier Hawaii. And, you know, speaking of health, another one of our sponsors, Physiotherapy Hawaii, is our premier physical therapy clinics here on Oahu. They take care of all of our top flight athletes. They'll get you back in action in no time. Bart Kellner and his team, I can speak from personal experience. They'll get you back going. Here we are, home stretch, 5 minutes left in the game. Millennium still hanging on to a lead. They're up 54-52. 8 to shoot. Tosi thinking about it. Everson's got to make a decision. Why not? Right back to Tosi.
Wow.
Banks in a 3. Did not call it, but he'll claim he did later.
Bank was open.
Cologne right back. Entry pass into Fitzgerald, can't handle it. Boy, Fitzgerald having a tough go of it. Pressure. Foul called. Morris getting a little too close for comfort. And Braden Barrett will go to the line. Gee, Wes, it's one of those nights for Fitzgerald. You just got a feel for him. You get in these early foul trouble, and then you get spots of playing time. You just can't get your game going. Your hands are cold, not even sweating. It's just a really tough spot to be in.
It is, and you see that happen often, where a player picks up early foul trouble, sits on the bench, he's cold, comes back in. It's hard to get that rhythm, like you said.
You want to see how good of a shooter Braden Barrett is. Millennium doesn't even bother putting anybody in the lane line. Braden just steps forward and gives air fives to his teammates who normally would be there. They're like, why bother? It's an automatic 2 as Barrett stretches the lead to 7 again for the Tigers. This has been the story of the night. Mount Vernon won't let them get out of their reach. Another turnover. Nunez, his pass is deflected. Tosi probing to Barrett. Pump fake, step back. Patient, swings it to Everson. Everson kicks to Tosi again. Tosi's everywhere. Amundsen squared away. Clean. It is not a coincidence. Same last name as the coach. You know those coaches' sons. All those hours in the gym, they can stroke it. Amundsen gets them the 10-point lead. Fitzgerald will not be denied. It's one of those things, Wes. He's like, I'm getting to the bucket one way or another.
Tough call on Franks. He thought he did a good job, and he did a not bad job, actually.
There's not much you can do with Franks there. He was trying to hold his ground. And that's some of the things you need to do in these close games down the stretch. Things aren't really going your way. One way to claw back into this, stop the clock, get a couple free ones, let the substitutions happen, get your full court pressure going.
As we see Holmes check back into the game, so that's a great sign.
Great sign. I think all involved. And that's it in a nutshell, isn't it, there for Fitzgerald? Who,
yeah, that's been that kind of night.
Still plenty of time left, and they'll still have many more opportunities to affect the game, but Mount Vernon immediately comes with quick pressure. Millennium not ready for it. Tyler, wide open, deep left wing, sticks it. Tevian Tyler converting on the steal. Everson forced to call another timeout, and boy, is the energy swung in this short window. Just up 10 seconds ago. Millennium is now feeling the tide turn here. They've called timeout, and we'll reset.
Great job by Tyler there, playing center field. Read the cross-court pass. Then comes back, sets himself up on the left wing, deep three-pointer, probably 22, 23 feet. When I saw it come off his hands, the rotation wasn't the greatest, but it was on mark for sure. That's all it took.
I want to say aloha to all our friends, extended Iolani Classic family out in money-earning Mount Vernon, New York, staying up late on a Wednesday. I can't really say Mount Vernon without saying money-earning before it. It just flows.
Yeah.
Cameron on a 9 route from Barrett. Can't quite control it, steps on the end line, but it was there. They caught Mount Vernon sleeping in a full court pressure and saw an opportunity. Let me give Holmes a break here. West Nakama. I mean, let's talk some history here. When I say money earner Mount Vernon, what mic controller comes to mind? Who is?
You're asking the wrong person.
Oh. His tape was stuck in my tape deck in my car for about a year. None other than the overweight lover, Heavy D.
Oh.
From money earning Mount Vernon. Everson, smart pass ahead to Tosi.
Wow.
Great spin move.
Wow.
Can't get it to go. Gorgeous move by Tosi. Just can't get it to fall. Cologne just persistent the other way. Corner, Tevian. Tyler, he's liking that corner. Doesn't get it to go. Everson chasing down, but Morris beats him to it, lets it go quickly. Tipped around. Barrett comes away with it, and they got numbers. There needs to be a foul here, or else Everson's going to get an open layup, and he does. Little too much pressure after the miss by Mount Vernon, got caught out of place. Tigers convert, up 9, 2.5 left in this 5th place game of the Nike Iolani Classic. Tevian Tyler can't come up with it. We haven't seen in a while is a shot attempt by their veteran stud guard, Cologne, who's a real presence in this game for the Knights. Barrett, real patient, still 15 to shoot. Both these teams really nice with the ball in terms of not forcing things when they don't have what they want. Shot clock at 5. Everson, nice shake move, tries to poke it to Tosi. They'll turn it over. Fitzgerald, Tyler trying to push it ahead. Morris wants it. Goes against the numbers, drops it to a cutting Fitzgerald, challenged by Tosi, gets it back, and finally, Fitzgerald. Stays with it, he won't be denied. Gets a field goal there as Tosi challenged but fell awkwardly. He looks like he'll be all right. Good no call by Danny Coda. So, it feels like a tie game here, Wes.
It is, and great effort that time by Fitzgerald. Like I said, it's been a tough night for him from the get-go, but he's still got his sleeves rolled up. He's still trying. He's still pushing. So credit to him. When I think about, well, you mentioned Mount Vernon. You mentioned it's in New York City, north of Manhattan, actually in the Bronx, up the road, so to speak, from Yankee Stadium. And just a short drive or cab ride away from them is New Rochelle, New York, and the home of Iona University, which is here as well.
Yeah,
they're playing SMU tomorrow morning in the opening game of the Diamond Head Classic. So,
look at you tie it all together. Impressive. Tevian Tyler is all over the place. Tevian Tyler looks like an all-league cornerback. This guy, he's just snatching loose balls out of the air. Impressive. New Rochelle, isn't that also where Leonardo DiCaprio's dad in Catch Me If You Can was from? Isn't that where they grew up, in New Rochelle?
Well, I'm so old school. I know it as the home of Lou Gehrig. That's where he lived when he was playing for the Yankees.
Cologne trying to get a cheap one and poke from behind from Everson. That won't work. Everson will get 2.
And as you probably know, Kevin, Iona is coached by none other than Rick Pitino, who actually was an assistant coach here some 46 years ago under Bruce O'Neill. Took him a long time to come back, but he's back.
Mount Vernon, no stranger to the Iolani Classic.
Not at all, yeah, they're a frequent visitor.
I tell you what, classy group top to bottom, which is probably why they keep coming back here. They really embody the Iolani one team spirit here. Morris, deep contested 3. Guess who? Tevian Tyler can't get it to fall.
Yeah. Talk about a ball hawk.
Chris Fitzgerald stays with it.
And he loves it.
He's got a smile on his face.
Yeah.
There's some guys after a game, after the 4th quarter, like it to be over. Tyler looks like he can go another 4 quarters.
Yep. I mean, how'd you like to have him as your shortstop? I mean, nothing gets past this guy.
Fitzgerald short again, down 9, and it really is crisis time here for the Mount Vernon Knights as 53 seconds to go. They really need some things to break their way. Starts with the roll in of the free throw, down 8, 53 seconds. Amundsen right back to Everson. Foucault pressure, Morris pokes it loose. Tigers will retain possession, still 7 to get it over half court. And they're way up, leaving the backcourt open there, front court. Braden Barrett looks over the top. Everson smartly, instead of going for the layup, decides to run a little bit more clock. Still plenty of time left, so you can go either way on that. Get the easy 2 and get a 10-point lead, or it's one of those, it feels like one of those, for those wagerers and fantasy people out there, it's when your running back or receiver is about to go in the end zone and decide to take a knee and go down with the 1. Because for some reason, someone told them it's a better idea. I'll tell you what, anyone about to go in the end zone, it's always a better idea to get 6 more points.
Yes. There's even a TV show about that called Bad Beats.
Who doesn't want 6 more points? Well, regardless, Everson makes the point moot as he converts 2. Tyler with pace here. They need to get something in a hurry. Amundsen challenges Tyler off the mark, and Everson's just trying to survive the double team. Does. Impressively, Tosi out quick. Holmes up top. Millennium's trying to put it to bed, and even Coach Shamila's going, leave him alone. Nothing's going to happen, and just want to get out of here. But hey, you'd rather have your player create an active commission than omission.
Every last drop out of this tournament experience. So I don't blame them. I'd want to keep this thing going as long as I could too.
I don't know about you, but all that means is another trip down the court for a chance at a bucket or something, right? Like, I need another possession here, Coach.
Exactly.
Hope you stick with us. Third place game coming up soon here. Number 1 Montverde versus Milton Academy out of just outside of Atlanta. TJ Amundsen having that father-son exchange is going, do we really need to talk about this? Talk about it on the ride home. Down 12, Tyler will have 2 shots at it here.
Yeah, that would be an interesting conversation. It's like, son, we're up 12 with 25 seconds left. You're 92 feet away from the basket, and you're reaching for a roll on the inbound.
Yeah, but the good old, but dad. Sounds all too familiar.
Yeah.
Cameron Holmes here. Just good to see him back at it and looking okay. And they're going to salt this one away as the clock ticks down, and Mount Vernon will agree. Coach still
these guys want to keep
imploring
playing.
his guys. Coach, I'm sorry, we still want to play.
Yeah.
And that'll do it for our 5th place game, as the Millennium Tigers will take 5th place in the 2022 Iolani Classic presented by the Twin Fin Hotel. Hard-fought battle against Mount Vernon from New York. Both teams shake hands, congratulate each other, and congrats to both teams. This is a hard slog, ladies and gents. 4 games in 5 days. Both teams flying thousands of miles. Weather wasn't the best here. I know that sounds weird, but had to muscle through some weather, and both teams really well played last game of their run here at the 2022 Classic. Like I said, up next, number 1 Montverde finds himself, surprisingly, I think to the surprise of pretty much everyone except those in that Mount St. Joseph locker room, that they're playing now for the 3rd place game against the Milton Eagles, which means the championship of the 2022 Nike Iolani Classic will be a matchup between Mount St. Joseph out of Baltimore and Saints Neumann Goretti from Philadelphia, just up I-95. So a battle of the whatever Amtrak train goes that route. But somewhat neighbors, relatively, for the championship. Neumann Goretti coming in with a solid win against the Milton Academy Eagles. Wes, final thoughts on our 5th place matchup and the matchup to come?
Yeah, that was a great game. Like you said, it felt, even with a 10-point lead at the end, it felt like it was tied. The intensity never subsided. And again, we're going to see Millennium again. That's a young team. Mount Vernon, a frequent visitor, so hopefully it's not the last time we see that meeting.
And if you're sitting at home wondering, should I get off the couch and come on down? Look, it's $5 for kids. Bring the kids. Get them out of the house. This is high quality basketball. National level.
And talking about this 3rd place game, I mean, that's the depth of this tournament, is even the 3rd place game, even the 5th place game. You've got some of the top teams in the nation playing for 5th place and 3rd place. I mean, that's how deep the quality of the teams is, not just this year, but every year is like this. We've had teams come in here. This is not the first time a number 1 team has lost. We've had Montrose Christian come in here, ranked number 1. I mean, you're seeing a lot of times in this 3rd place game, nationally ranked teams against each other.
Well, that'll do it for Wes Nakama and I. Thanks for joining us, wherever you may be, in the desert or in the Northeast. Hope you all are well. Happy holidays to you all. Final score, I don't even remember, but it was a good one. Coming up, your 3rd place game for the 2022 Iolani Classic presented by the Twin Front Hotel. For Wes Nakama, Ryan in, Kevin Scanlon. See y'all soon. Mele Kalikimaka.